Yeah, so the difference between us and the humans that existed in prior civilizations, like before Atlantis, going back to millions of years, is
Hmm.
that they were immortal. The original humans on Earth didn't die, didn't age. They lived forever because they had their light body activated, their Markaba. They were connected to directly with Source that was constantly feeding them the universal life force to nourish their cells, and their cells were constantly replicating because they were connected to the other dimensions. So
Wow.
the original humans, they were known as a 12-strand DNA angelic Teranesian race, and
Hmm.
those were our real ancestors,
Those are
immortals.
our
Yeah,
real ancestors. Yeah.
exactly.
Because I have like these community that I'm connected with, and often we chat about all of these things. And one of the things that somebody told me there was that even our DNAs are being manipulated with. They have been manipulated with, and not only just like in 50 years or in like past 100 years, but like in past like thousands of years, it has been manipulated, um, so that we don't remember who we are really. And what do you have to say about that? Like, is there a way to connect to the DNA again and like go back to the original 12th strand?
Well, it turns out that the reason we were made with 12 strands is because each strand was given to us by one of 12 extraterrestrial races that have come from one of the 12 major universes. So we're part of the 12th universe. So there's 11 other major universes that existed before ours. So
Okay.
each strand that was given to us was representing one of the 12 universes. So not only were we a mixture of the 12 universes, right? But we are also been added on, you know, with other extraterrestrials who contributed their DNA. So we've been sliced, we've been added on, we've been genetically modified to, are you there? Are you there? I'm sorry, I keep getting
Yeah,
another
yeah, I'm
call.
there. I'm there. No worries. Please
Okay,
continue.
so we've been genetically modified over and over and over, where many extraterrestrial races have actually contributed their DNA. I think over 100 species contributed their DNA to put it in our genome. So we carry the genome of 100 species that come from all over the universe, and then in turn, each of these 100 species carry a the diversity of genome that comes from other universes. So what they did is they started the genetic program long ago, billions of years ago, before they made us. And so what happened was the original 100 were the carriers of all the genetic strands from all over the universes, and then they contributed their DNA to like 24 races, and then those 24 races contributed their DNA to 12 races, and then those 12 races contributed their DNA to us. So we're like the masterpiece of all of that.
Wow. And like, oh my God, like despite all of these things, I'm just thinking like, when as you're saying this, I'm thinking how people treat their bodies, how they treat the vessel, it's just a lot of risks that they take, and a lot of ignorance, and like I think manipulation which I see after I hear this, that because if people knew this, right, I don't think so we would be putting fluoride and like plastics and everything in our bodies. um, it would be like our consciousness would not go there. We have, because I feel like it's just like it's on us where we drive the consciousness of the collective. And right
Mhm.
now it is just you can just feel suffering in the air. I can, like, if I go outside and I walk, like it's just like you can feel it so close to you. It's just like it's a lot, you know in the air. So but you have to be receptive to that level. And so many people, they choose to ignore it, right? And I think when these things which are for like somebody who is really new to all of these things, they would be like, well, I can't believe this, because they're thinking from intellect. They're thinking like how they want to dissect this. They want to, like, go to the depths, etc. All of that. They don't want to listen to their intuition, because intuition never lies. And then if, like, as I'm hearing all of this from you, my intuition is saying that, like, it's resonating. it's aligning somewhere, you know.
Hmm. Yeah,
So yeah, because that's how I guide myself through life, you know, mostly. And it's really eye-opening to know all of these things, that we have immense responsibility of not only our earth, not only my country, not only my city, not only my, you know, planet, but like the entire cosmos is counting on me. And with that amount of responsibility, because I even like in astrological readings which are coming up, etc., all these uh, mystics who are talking about, you know, some revelations are going to happen on earth, people are going to know certain things that would be really hard to digest, but you know, it's going to be revealed. So do you think that this is the thing that, you know, people would be reminded about?
absolutely. Yes, that's what's happening. And we're expecting a huge data dump, a disclosure taking place that is going to shock humanity sometime this year. They say that 2022 is the year of the great reveal. You know, people are going to, for the first time in history, people are going to know about a cabal that has been controlling them for thousands of years.
Oh,
They're going
they
to know
should
about
know.
this.
They should know about them.
Yeah, they're going to know about this, know how the system is really just a program designed to keep us in slavery. They're going to know about the truth of other dimensions and extraterrestrials. They're going to know the truth about the private sector and this and the shadow government that has been working with various extraterrestrials for over 60 years within the private sector. They're going to know the truth about our history, how our history was all made up, that because the true history goes back to millions of years. So they're going to learn about Atlantis, you know,
Yeah.
Lemuria.
But I wanted to ask you one more question about the DNA that you mentioned. I'm sure you have written more about that in your book, but I would want to know how, like, do we have to do something to, you know, get back to our original DNA, or it's just going to happen, unfurl itself naturally if we just go with the direction of the cosmos?
It's going to be both. So we could speed up the process of tapping into our God gene. That's what it's called, the God gene. No other species in the universe has it, but we do, because we have all the genes combined. So it's called the God gene. It is the sum total of all the spiritual essences of all the races coming in one. So
Mm.
through meditation, we could learn how to tap into it. And if we do that, our psychic abilities become more heightened, and our intuition enhances. We're able to see things before they happen. We're able to read people. Some might even have telepathy, where they could read minds, absolutely, because they're tapping into the God gene. Okay,
Mm.
but we are waiting for an event that is known as the solar flash, which is a final release from the sun, and it's already happening. You know, CMEs are increasing by the day,
Yes.
um, and so that's all part of building to the big grand solar event known as the solar flash. When that event takes place, our dormant DNA is going to come online. Instead of the two helixes, we're going to have 12. All 12 helixes turn on, boom, 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 plugging us into other dimensions, allowing us to merge these other versions of ourselves that still exist in these other dimensions and collapsing them into the here and the now. And then that's when we're going to have, access to our powers.